Hello, this is Candy.
I want some company tonight.
Well, you've called the right lady. By the way, what was your name?
I prefer to remain anonymous.
Sure, sugar. I can call you whatever you like.
Text me the address, and I'll be right there.
I'll see you in a bit.
See you soon. What's going on, everybody? I just got back from a little late night rendezvous, and since it is officially Saturday, I decided to drop my next Slashback Saturday video. Today's theme is modern or this decade slasher films from 2010 to now. This is once again created by Joe the HORRORman, and this is going to be a lot of fun, guys. This is something we're going to be doing every Saturday. And today I have the distinct pleasure of bringing you Death-scort Service. Death-scort Service is a 2015 slasher film directed by Sean Donahue and starring Crystal Pixie Adam, as well as a slew of other sleaze queens. Which, if you don't know what a sleaze queen is, it's basically a horror actress and a porn actress rolled into one. Only person of any note or has any actual fame in this film is the porn actor Evan Stone, who only has a brief appearance in the movie as an on-the-TV character. Our story is that a deranged slasher is hacking and slashing his way through the hookers of Las Vegas. The funding for this film was partially an Indiegogo project, and that's how it got some of its funding. Also, this is a movie that is kind of in the vein of Maniac, if you know what I mean. It's got a little bit of that feel to it, and a little bit of that flow to it. Now, it's not quite as well done as Maniac was, but it's still got that kind of feel and that kind of edge. This movie's runtime is 76 minutes. That's 1 hour and 16 minutes. Now, I usually don't mention runtime, so why am I doing it now? Because there's probably maybe only 20 scenes totaling maybe 7 minutes, maybe, where there isn't either nudity, sex, or gore. And honestly, this movie is pretty much 60% porn, 40% gore. But with that being said, I still really enjoyed the film. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with this movie. And I'm going to jump right into pros and cons, guys. My very first con is that the acting in this movie is pretty bad. A lot of these girls, you can tell they do this low-budget cinema stuff. Probably do some porn, things like that. And well, I know they do some porn because on the back of the DVD case it talks about it. So as far as pure acting talent, there really isn't a whole lot to work with here. So I really wanted to get into the spoilers in this one, but I have some friends that haven't seen this movie yet that want to see it, so I decided no spoilers. At least no real spoilers. I'm going to talk about a couple little things that don't really give anything away in the film. There is a situation in one of the movies, and the reason I'm talking about this is one of my cons. One of my cons in this film is some of the scenarios and a couple of the situations are a bit unbelievable. There is a scenario where a hooker gets away from an abusive John who's literally trying to kill her because he kind of goes nutso. And it's not the killer, it's just a side thing. And she runs out and she finds somebody to help her, and she's like, "Do you have a room? I'll return the favor and give you a freebie." And they're like, "Yeah, I got a room, you know." So they go, and she pulls down her clothes, and there's blood all over her back and her rear. I don't know about you, but even if I did ever want to get with a hooker, I wouldn't get with one that had blood on her. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell you where that blood came from, too, because that'll spoil it. There is another scene where there is a captive, and she's being tortured, but she's asleep, and it doesn't wake her up. But then the captor, he sticks a a bottle of Vicks Vapor Rub under her nose and that all of a sudden wakes her up, that didn't seem very believable to me. My next con is just one particular scene and instance. There is a gun in one of the scenes, or a gun in one of the sequences, and it is very obviously a big fake plastic gun. So the props, that prop itself, I just didn't like. And you could tell it was supposed to be a revolver, but there was no bullets in it. You know, when you're looking right down the barrel, you could see bullets in a revolver. There, it was just this big piece of black plastic, and that's all there was. So, yeah, that was a bit of a con. And my final con is some of the camera work and a lot of the angles, and the angles at which this film is shot in aren't the best. I was like wondering why. I get why they do certain angles at certain times, but a lot of other times there's some angles that are just badly done, and it doesn't speak to the talent of the director, and it doesn't speak to the talent of the camera work. Now then, getting into the pros, because there's a lot of fun stuff in this movie that I want to talk about. My first pro is the music. That's the first thing I noticed when this movie started, was the music. I have to look on here because I'll never get it. The music was done by Toshiyuki Hiroko. And I'm telling you, man, this music is old school 1970s porn, because you got some scenes like that going on, and then the very next scene is the horror stuff. So you got some really old school, crappy 70s, 80s slasher music, like turned way up, just ramped really loudly. So all of a sudden you're going bow chicka bow wow, bow chicka bow wow, and then you go, you know, that old school kind of like grates on your ears kind of horror sounds. That's what we got. But I thought it was funny as hell, and it really got me into it. I was like, this is all right. I got that. Let's do this, you know. Want to see something good here. My next pro is the gore and the kill effects. So well done. Looks so good. There is a scene where there's a girl who's basically going through her own intestines, and it looks so amazing. There is so many good things in this film as far as the gore goes. There was one kill I thought was a little lackluster, but all of the rest of them are absolutely amazing, and it gets you right off the bat with the first kill in less than about 4 minutes into the film. You got your first kill, and it is fucking amazing. I love the gore in this film. It is just blood everywhere. There is blood all over this film. There is a sequence in this film where we get I'm not really sure what you want to call it, a split screen. On this side of the screen, we have the girls, these hookers. They're getting ready, and they're getting their things on. They're putting their clothes on. They're showering and all that. And then on the other side, we have the killer getting his tools and everything ready. And I thought that was really cool and really well done. I liked the way they did it. And the music they put around it really brought it together and made it function. And I really enjoyed that part. I'm not going to get into spoilers, guys. I really wanted to, but I decided, nope, not going to do it. This movie, all around, I had a blast with. It was fun. As I said, this movie is pretty much 60% porn. It's 40% gore. But it is married so well together, we got nothing but sleaze and gore and sleaze and gore. And sometimes sleaze and gore mixed together. There are some shocking, brutal kills that can even maybe rival the one in Terrifier. Maybe. Now you can tell, you know, the budget wasn't as good as the one in Terrifier, even though that wasn't very high budget either. So, it doesn't look quite to that quality, but there is still some awesome brutality, guys. And this is just a really good, really fun film. I really enjoyed it. It's not well acted. Sometimes it's not well shot. It's very cheap, and it's very fun. I loved it. I had a great blast with it. It was so much fun, and I can't wait to watch Death-scort Service 2, which I'm going to probably do right after I finish this review. This has been the Slashback Saturday series, created by the HORRORman. This is for our second weekend in January, and we have a whole year to go. So let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it going. And check out all the other people that are doing them. Check them all out. Give them watches. They are all awesome, and they've come up with some great films. One of the purposes of this segment is for us to find and watch and review new films and be introduced to new films. So I've already got a list going from some of the other guys. Now, I went through a few things this time because I was like, well, man, I want to review a good film because the first one I did was kind of a dud. And I want to review something fun and something good, but it has to be a horror slasher movie from 2010 to the present. So I was going through films, like, what can I do? And I thought about The Town That Dreaded Sundown, the remake. I thought about The Collector, but then I realized The Collector was 2009. And I love The Collector, and I didn't want to do The Collection because I'm not going to do that one without doing The Collector first. And yes, I consider The Collector a slasher film and a home invasion film and a bunch of other shit. And then I started going through my shelf of movies I haven't watched yet. And I came across this one. Now, this was my prize winning from Last Venom 76. So thank you very much for that, sir. And I'm glad I got this movie. It was a lot of fun. And I can't wait to spread it around to all of my friends. Kind of like a venereal disease. Anyways, this is BroncoJuggalo saying peace.
Hey, you double G-A-L.